So let's just have a look at some more media stories to see how they are propagating their agenda.
What are we doing to increase the supply of diesel, given that the Energy Information Administration said as of October 14th, the U.S. only had about a 25-day supply? You have the Northeast and New York already rationing home heating oil. What are we doing to prepare for the winter and to ramp up supply of diesel?
I'll take the question on the diesel because I just don't have the data on that in front of me. So let me take that and we'll get back to you on that. But writ large, the president has been working very, very hard to make sure that we're that not only are we ready for fluctuations that could come, and of course the prices are going down, and we think that's important, but that we are also doing what we can to help our European friends and partners who are also going to be facing a long, cold winter. We have doubled our commitment. The commitment he made in March for natural gas exports to Europe, we've doubled that commitment in terms of actual, getting things over there, getting natural gas over there. And we are working with foreign suppliers of natural gas and oil to see if we can't help our European partners diversify their own storage and supplies.
I'm anxious to get your thoughts on this New York Times report that U.S. officials thought they had a deal with the Saudis before the president went to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia for his meeting with the Crown Prince. But they thought they had a deal on oil supplies and oil, price of oil, but that the Saudis backed out of that deal. What can you tell us about
So
that?
we have been very clear about how we believe parts of that report was mischaracterized, and there has been some changes that have been made to that report. Look, we've also been clear that our trip, that the president's trip to the Middle East, was not about oil.
But was there an
gas prices
understanding,
go
Karine,
down.
with the Saudis that the Saudis then backed away from?
Again, the trip was not about oil.
I have one final question.
Would he close down the oil industry?
It falls.
Would you close down the oil
falls.
industry?
By the way, I would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I will
that's
transition.
a big statement.
It is a big statement.
That's a big
because
statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
Here's the deal. But
That's
you
a
can't
big
do
statement.
that. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. Over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry, I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas, excuse me, to solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do give
All
it
right.
to solar and wind.
We
and
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry. Okay. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden, let me.
Q2 numbers for compared to last year. The dark line is this year compared to last year. Look at the numbers. Drastic for Exxon, Chevron, Shell, BP. Just crushing profits that they've had this year over last year.
It is my profound duty to make it clear to the world that losing emergency stock may become painful in the months to come.
Martin, the companies have got record earnings, but the prices have soared.
And there's no stock.
And there is no stock. The reason why there is no stock is because they don't want stock. And he recently said the prices are coming down, when in actual fact, I think he's standing on his head because the prices have gone up.
Just look at our country.
Yes.
We have increased by about, 50, 70% since the beginning of the year.
Yes.
And we are at record highs. And then now they also say there's going to be shortages.
Now, what are they targeting? Diesel.
That's it.
Why diesel, Martin?
Farmers, the oil industry, and electricity,
right.
energy.
Now, the interesting thing is that trucks or anything that hauls heavy weights has to run on diesel.
Trains.
Because diesel gives you maximum torque at low revs, whereas gasoline gives you maximum torque at high revs. So you cannot haul things over hills and over mountains and pull heavy things behind you on high revs. You have to pull it on low revs, maximum torque, And therefore, the diesel engine is the one that runs the truck industry, that runs any hauling industry or any hard work industry. If you destroy that, you increase all prices across the board.
That's it.
Because everything is being hauled by diesel. The food is being taken to its stores or wherever it
Ships
goes.
run on diesel.
Everything runs on diesel. So you have to target diesel. Is there an agenda?
Of course. Is it linked to climate change?
All right.
That's
So now they're saying, let's go to electric vehicles. Do you know that to produce the batteries for the electric vehicles takes more or produces more carbon emission than the diesel engine would produce universally?
you cannot produce the battery without fossil fuels.
You cannot. So the production of the battery takes actually more fossil fuels than you would use if you used it in the vehicle in the first place. So the argument is nonsensical and reversed.
That's why there has to be an agenda.